Good evening, good afternoon, whatever time you live on. Greetings. Dave here, coming to you again from the ranch. It's getting late already, but here I am. Day 2 of the Hero 8. And it was some important camera. It seems to be working well now. Yesterday I had just received the camera, and I was doing the updates, but I think the updates might have not completed correctly because I had a low battery, and then my phone was low also. It worked out pretty good on my the GoPro on the Android, and then I tried it with the Apple. I have an Apple iPhone, and it worked perfect there. For some reason or another, it seems to communicate better with an Apple than it is with an Android. I don't know why. But, anyways, y'all will notice that my eyes are closing. I'm tired. Give me a second. Everybody that's somebody normally has a job to do. Everybody has their particular taste in jobs. When I started out as a young boy, I always had the desire to be a police officer or a fireman. I always had the desire to help the community, help people that are in need. So during the time that I turned 17, I joined the local fire department as a volunteer. The local fire department, I won't mention the name of the city. They trained me there. They gave me free training. They trained me, became a good firefighter, got my experience in putting out fires and going to rescue, going to accidents and doing some type of rescue purpose for the victims, or just merely traffic control. While the local police or the state came and took care of it. The years went by. I'm gonna relax here for a little bit. The years went by, and I'm gonna say in 1985, September 21st, 1985, I believe that was the date. I was still a young man. I think I was 18 or 19 at the time. Mexico City had a major earthquake. 10 point or 9.7 on the Richter scale, or 10 point something, and it lasted a good 5-10 minutes tops. Major destruction. Mexico City is considered one of the largest cities in the world. One of them. They used to be number 1 in the world, but now I think Manila, Philippines, is the number 1 city in the world. That's the biggest city in population also. Anyways, Mexico City crumbled down. A lot of buildings, a lot of 50-story, 70-story, 100-story buildings crumbled down to the floor. Hundreds of thousands of people died. A lot of Mexican people died there. We were sent not as a rescue mission, because this happened, and we were all in shock. The whole world was in shock of what happened in Mexico City. A week went by when the fire chief asked us that we need volunteers for people who would like to go to Mexico City. You're not going to be doing any rescue. You'll be doing recovery services. I was like, ugh. You know, a lot of people have families here. There's a lot of sickness. There's a lot of sickness going on in Mexico City. You can get sick real quick. There was a lot of diseases and stuff because there was hundreds of thousands of people dead. I volunteered. I wanted to be a fireman. I volunteered. Me and another 9 more firemen, we all volunteered. We were flown to Mexico City. We stood there for 2 weeks, but every week or every 2 days, we had to get taken a shot or some type of shot. They were giving us some type of shot. The situation there looked terrible, terrible. We were staying at, mind you, this was back in 1985. I'm trying to remember what hotel I stayed. It was still a nice hotel where we stayed. All the rescue personnel, all the personnel that was from foreign countries from around the world stayed at that hotel. And we were guarded all the time. We had 24-hour policemen, military. When we were not doing our recovery, and we were in the hotel resting, we wanted to go out to eat. We had 5 military soldiers and a military truck escorting us all the time. They never left us alone. We were always under constant guard. It made me feel like a prisoner, but in reality, I believe it was for our own safety. When we went to go eat at a restaurant, everything was paid for. Everything. We didn't take any money. I mean, I had taken money, but we didn't use any of the money because everything was paid for. Everything was paid for by the government. The restaurants where we ate, the food. I had bought some clothing, and they gave me my money back. The clothing was free. Oh, excuse me. It was a bad situation. We were assigned to a 95-story building. I believe it was 95. Is what I could remember. The Nuevo León. The Nuevo León building housed about 2,000 people, 2,000 families, pretty much. 2,000 families or 2,000 people. I don't recall very well. A lot of people were saved and a lot of them were not, because this earthquake, when it shook, it actually happened when it started shaking. It was about 8 o'clock in the morning. Initially, it was 8 o'clock in the morning, so the majority of the people that were in the building had already left to work. So there wasn't a lot of people left behind, maybe housewives, a lot of children were left behind. We expected to see a lot of carnage. We didn't see carnage. We saw a lot of decomposed bodies. It's very saddening because you go home and you look at your family, and I came home and I hugged my family because I saw a lot of death and destruction, and we can't even start to even try to put the pieces together. We just gathered up whatever we can find that was buried under the rubble. The rubble was already being taken out forcibly. We knew there was no more people alive, so whatever was taken out that belonged to human, we would put them in a separate section here, and it was treated more of a recovery basis. There were, after a week or so, I mean, there were cases, miracles maybe, that children and maybe some adults had survived a week without food or without drink. I mean, they were in very, very bad shape, and they were able to get rescued. But it didn't happen at the Nuevo León. I still have haunted memories It doesn't bother me that much. It's just the fact that I had never seen so many deaths all in one place. I mean, I've gone to, as a fireman, as an experience as a fireman, I've been to major accidents where people were beheaded, their entrails spilled out of their bodies, because of an accident. They had a major accident. They did not survive the accident. But when you see something like that already decomposing, the smell was terrible. I mean, we had to use masks as much as possible. We were penetrated in death. The smell of death penetrated in us. Even after we'd go back to the hotel and we'd shower, I could still smell the death in my body. I mean, there was a lot of death in that, and it wasn't just in Nuevo León. There were a lot of buildings that came down. I mean, there was people from all around the world helping. We as humans help together and try to make ourselves unified and say we are the children of God, and we should help each other out. And that doesn't matter if he was considered my enemy. Today, he was my friend because we were able to help each other, help save lives, help bring the city of Mexico City back to a normal stage. You know, we work together, basically. And I was 18 or 19 at the time. I was a young kid. I saw a lot of deaths in a young age. But I wanted to be a fireman, and I wanted to help my community, and I wanted to be something that I could always be proud of, that I was able to help someone. After the 2 weeks, we got congratulations from the president. I believe the president of Mexico at the time era President de la Madrid. President de la Madrid had sent certificates signed by the president of Mexico in appreciation of all the firemen. You know, and I'm sure he can't remember everybody's names, but you know, my name was in the placard. I was proud of that placard. As a matter of fact, I don't even know where that is. It's somewhere in the attic. I used to hang it out in the wall. Ooh, to remind me of the days when I went to Mexico City even though it was a recovery mission, we were still able to see and hear witnesses of people being saved even after a week. That's what you would call the will to survive from human beings. That is something very, very special. So, I came back to the United States. We were welcome as heroes, and of course, you know, they celebrated our return and everything, and you know, from one day to another, you know, work as usual again. So, people would never remember my name up to now. I don't think there's any people that exist here in this particular area where I live that might remember the great earthquake of 1985 in Mexico City. From there on, I became a fireman and did my work as a fireman. And then I went on to become I was looking for something better. I went on to become a policeman. But that'll be in another story, another video. Anyways, I want to thank you for hearing my story. This, as I say, is a very scarce memory of what's coming out of my mind, of what I remember. I was 17, 18 years during that time. So, you know, whatever information I gave you is pretty much accurate. And as far as what I can remember. I should have written a book back then, but it just didn't dawn on me. Anyways, everybody have a good good week, and stay safe, and maintain your social distancing, and may God bless all of you. Bye.